$214. That is what's sitting in your savings account the morning you turn 32. Not after bills, after everything. You're staring at a spreadsheet you built 6 months ago in a panic, finally looking at what the numbers actually say. Your income is $68,400 a year. That sounds fine until you map it out. A $5,700 monthly take-home becomes $3,940 after taxes. Rent takes $1,550. Your car payment is $387. Insurance, $210. The student loan minimum eats $280. Groceries take $340, and those forgotten subscriptions siphoning off $94. On paper, that leaves $1,079. But your credit card statement shows you've been spending $1,340 in the everything else column. You have been going backward by negative $261 every single month for at least 2 years. Earning a decent income without tracking spending creates an invisible trap. The illusion of a middle-class lifestyle masks your total financial vulnerability. Starting in your 30s means acknowledging the years you lost. The compounding years that finance books use in their examples, investing at 22 and retiring wealthy, are behind you. That math is real, and it is worth grieving for exact one night. But you are not 22, investing with a part-time wage and no concept of how money behaves. You have professional skills, higher earning potential, and the maturity to stop lying to yourself about the numbers. The first mechanical step is the unglamorous work of building an emergency fund. You cancel the subscriptions. You sell the jacket you bought to feel successful for $85 on an app. You eat lunch from home for 6 weeks. You pick up 2 extra Saturday shifts doing work you are overqualified for. Eventually, the account hits $1,043. This initial grind isn't about getting rich. It's about proving you have the agency to arrest and reverse a negative financial trajectory. By age 33, you have automated the behavior. As the paycheck arrives, it splits: $400 to a Roth IRA and $200 to high-yield savings. Moving this money before you can rationalize keeping it forces you to live on what remains. Then, a Wednesday morning in February, your car makes a grinding groan under the floorboards. The mechanic says the repair bill is $2,300. Years ago, this bill would have triggered an emotional spiral. You would have put it on a credit card and watched the interest accumulate for months. Instead, you pay the bill in cash and rebuild the fund over the next 4 months without missing a single investment contribution. Your decision-making framework has shifted from a 30-day survival mindset to a multi-year timeframe. When you buy a coffee maker at 34, you aren't looking at the upfront cost. You're calculating the cost per use over 5 years. Building wealth yields emotional stability and clear-headedness during a crisis long before it produces a high net worth. At 35, your company announces a restructuring. You run the numbers at home while watching colleagues carry boxes to their cars on a Tuesday morning. Because you have a multi-month emergency fund, the panic of a potential layoff becomes measured preparation. You are not safe, but you are no longer one paycheck from collapse. You watch your friend Marcus finance a luxury car. The arithmetic tells a story he hasn't read. A $62,000 car that will cost over $77,000 in total payments, while the actual asset value drops to less than half that by the time the loan ends. True discipline requires letting go of performative status in favor of protecting your future options. You choose clarity over leather seats. At 38, your mother calls about a $6,000 roof repair she cannot afford. She sounds careful, having rehearsed the conversation. You tell her you'll take care of it. You transfer the money the next afternoon, without touching your investments, without incurring debt, and without losing sleep. Building wealth provides the capacity to show up for the people you love, without compromising your own structural foundation. It gives you the option to say yes when it matters most. By age 39, the math tips. Your portfolio generates more than $9,000 in a single year purely from passive growth. As this chart shows, your capital is finally doing the heavy lifting. Your bad debt is gone. The machine you built through transmission failures and market drops now runs in the background, independent of your daily effort. This success brings a specific, quiet loneliness. You sit at dinner with friends who are still trapped in financial chaos or living on hope, and you realize you cannot manufacture this wake-up call for anyone else. Financial transformation is a solitary burden. You carry your security quietly, without expecting validation from a social circle that isn't doing the math. On your 40th birthday, you reflect on the 8-year journey from a negative deficit to a solid financial base. You have a net worth of $200,000. Comparing that to the median American net worth of $35,000 for your age bracket shows the result of that initial decision at the kitchen table. This gap was created by the unsexy execution of automation, patience during market drops, and delayed gratification. Wealth feels like paying for a transmission without panic and surviving a layoff announcement without fear. You have moved from a life where the future happens to you to one where you have actively constructed it.